everyone, welcome to this very impromptu, and by very impromptu I mean that I didn't know that I was going to be filming this until 2 hours ago. I had this idea and I just kind of loved it. Now I'm running with it. And also very informal sit down chat. This isn't going to be like a normal video, but I have so much that I wanted to share, or maybe not so much, but there were so many things on my mind and my heart, and I've really craved just kind of this way of sharing and relating and making videos, and a level of informal connecting. Does that make sense? But you know what I mean? Like, it's springtime now. Like, so I tried to film this outside initially. It's very windy. When we moved in, we've been living very... You'll have to bear with me with the wind. Nope. So, yeah. Okay, it's really windy. The wind completely defeated me. But, I mean, I'm just looking out the window and it's big, beautiful blue skies. Toy Story clouds is what I like to call them. It's warm out, but not too warm, and everything is so lush and green because we've just had a bunch of rain. It's just, there's so many birds, there's insects, there's frogs, there's water, there's just, oh, I wanted to film outside so bad. I mean, we knew that the wind was super intense out here because we're surrounded by mountains, and so the valley kind of acts like a wind tunnel. We just didn't know how bad it was. But yeah, gosh, where to begin? Yeah, so I'm doing this because I just wanted to relate in this way. I always want to be working towards creating really beautiful videos, and at the same time have this intention of finding ways to just always keep it really human and really grounded and anchored, and I really love sharing this way. And it's such a challenge for me. Oh my gosh. To sit down and talk to a camera and to be yourself is so hard. Whenever I get excited to talk about something, what happens in my brain is it's literally like 500 enthusiastic thoughts flood my brain all at once. And I have so much to say and I never know where to begin. And so it's also a really good way for me to kind of lean into an edge and show up and whatnot. So the other reason that I'm doing this is because I made a promise. I made a promise to myself, but also to you guys, to post consistently. And there's so many things that I want to say about that. Oh man. But I made this promise to be really consistent. And I think in my head, although I don't know if I ever told you guys this, was to post every week, or at the very most once every 10 days. And I was editing this next video, and today is the 10th day since I posted my last video. And I just realized, I realized a bunch of different things. I realized that if I'm gonna make this sustainable, to consistently show up on YouTube, I need to find a way. How is it that I worded it in my journal? Yeah, that I need to find a way to make space for my creative ebbs and flows. You know, so much of making videos is such a deep internal process, and I want to respect that. And it's just not gonna happen on a capitalistic weekly time frame. Like, the creative process just does not work that way. This is something I've been thinking about a lot, is how to do YouTube sustainably, how to create in a holistically sustainable way in all of the different layers and dimensions of that. One thing I have really benefited from is a lot of creators coming forward now and talking about their burnout and talking about their process. And so I'm very grateful to those who have come before me, who have shared their wisdom and whatnot. So, but I still wanted to show up, and I wanted to stick to that. Yeah, which leads me actually to something that I'm really like, and it's so funny because my process with this news is I'm either just like very excited and bubbly, or I'm just bawling my eyes out because it means so much to me. I officially qualified for the first level of monetization on YouTube, which it truly means the world to me. Yeah, making these videos is the fulfillment of like a lifelong passion and love, and has been such a gift and such medicine for me to learn a lot about myself and lean into a really uncomfortable edge, because it's not easy. I think a lot of people assume that I'm really comfortable in front of a camera and I'm really comfortable sharing my life, and that's just not the case. I have a lot of fear, I have a lot of self-doubt, I have a lot of imposter syndrome, so many things. So I'm just so grateful to have the opportunity and the people that I have met on YouTube, whether it's you or just other creators. It's just some of the most deeply nurturing, fulfilling, wonderful connections. The morning that I met all the requirements for the first level monetization includes, like, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and you have to have 3,000 watch hours. I just bawled my eyes out. Like, yeah, I just feel so lucky to be able to do this, and I'm just so excited for the next step, because there has been so many sacrifices that have gone into do this in the way that I've been doing it every week, and it hasn't been easy. And I'm just, every single person, I just want you to know, every single person that has liked, commented, or subscribed, I see all of it. I see you. You know, those people that have been here from the beginning, that comment on every video, like, you have no idea how much that means, and like, you have no idea how much that means. Those things might seem so small and so trivial to somebody that doesn't know how much they mean to creators, but to us, it's like, it means absolutely everything. And so I just wanted to thank everybody. You know, I know I haven't reached full monetization yet. We're almost there. But regardless, just even to get to this point. I know a lot of people aren't really familiar with this. So I am really close to full monetization. So I still don't make any money from the ad revenue from the ads that are shown on my videos. Not yet, anyway. In order to qualify for that, you have to have 4,000 watch hours over the course of a year, 365 days. I am close, kind of. As I'm recording this, I'm currently at like around 3,660 watch hours or something like that. So I'm close. I gotta check it every day. Basically what it means is that I qualify to start memberships. I can sell merch. The third thing is my videos are now eligible for super thanks. Enables you, the viewer, to make a donation on a video to your favorite creators to say thank you. So yeah, just so you guys know, if there is a video that you really benefit from, or if you've been a long-time viewer and you just want to find a way to say thank you in a way that would mean the world to me, you do have the option to do a super thanks. No pressure, no anything. Videos can take me anywhere from 30 to 60 hours to create and edit and put together. Thumbnail, thumbnail, like all of these things. And yeah, it definitely means that I have less time for making money in other ways, So yeah, if you do a super thanks or you make a donation, it's that I can buy groceries and put gas in my car and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. If you have any favorites of my past videos, now would be a great time to go and revisit them. Or I also have a bunch of playlists for, if you're new and you've just recently started watching me, there's so many different phases of my life, when we were living at our house in the country, or all of my videos from road life, or full cottage build series is there. So if you have time and space, and if you want to, if that interests you, you are welcome to watch a few more of my videos and get me closer to full monetization, where I will be able to finally be making some money from the what are they called? From the ads that they show on my videos. So another thing that I wanted to talk about, and this actually kind of circles back to why this next video is sort of just dragging my feet with it, quite honestly, is I have so wanted to be sharing videos that are much more in real time. I've had a few people in the comments ask like, okay, wait, I'm confused about the timeline. And I thought I would just quickly kind of explain it. But basically what happened is when we were doing this build, we had no time. I mean, as I mentioned in all of those videos, like we were waking up at like 6 in the morning, the crack of dawn, and working until past, you know, sometimes past midnight. And so I had no time whatsoever to film and edit. I just focused mostly on whenever I had any capacity to just throw a camera on a tripod and film some. If you go back in my videos, you'll see that's actually why I took a break for about a month. I think I actually did manage to put out like 1 or 2 videos during that time, which now when I think about it is just absolutely madness because I don't know how I managed that. Yeah, so then once we moved in, even though I was incredibly burnt out and exhausted, that's when I started editing all of the footage, which was hundreds of hours of footage, maybe like 100 hours of footage. Okay, maybe that's a little dramatic. I probably had, well, I'll just say like 100 hours of footage. I don't know exactly of during this build. And that's when I started editing it. And I don't know why. I guess I didn't assume that I had as much filmed as I did, probably because I was always judging myself and feeling like I wasn't doing enough. But I was shocked. There was 11 videos worth of footage, which meant that if I was putting out a video every single week, that was 11 weeks that things just got pushed back and pushed back. Honestly though, on a personal level, that was a blessing in disguise because it gave me time and space. It gave me a little bit of a break. I mean, the editing was full on. It was still like a ton, probably like 30 to 40 plus hours of editing a week. But it did afford me to kind of take a break from also needing to film every week, which I was so grateful for. And it was really interesting too, because as I was editing that series, I was also simultaneously going through a creative death and rebirth in a lot of ways because, what do I want to say about that? With this creative kind of shedding of the old past me or death or however you want to call it, it really is very much about feeling more and more confident to be myself and to show up more authentically. And you know, it's really interesting to try to figure out how to do that with film and how to do that with storytelling. Just had a lot of reflection about how I would want to move forward with how I share and the content that I create. It was a huge adjustment from filming on the road to filming daily life and how I want to do that in a way that feels really honest. You know, I think that something that I could talk about for a very, very long time is I think that in this genre of cinematic vlog, you know, kind of cottage core, country core, rural living or whatever, that you got to find a way to ride an edge of beauty and authenticity, because it feels like it's a realm where there's a lot of idealism. And yeah, while I constantly, you know, want to create beautiful things, I also always want to keep it really grounded and keep it real, keep it human. You know, keep it as realistic as possible. It's impossible to capture the full reality of things. Now, I do have a beautiful life, but I don't want to create I have such a hard time articulating this. I don't want to create something that's also not authentic, I'll just say, and still holds its humanity and its realness, if that makes sense. Yeah, it afforded me time to kind of like really honor that because I didn't have to film. Yeah, so which explains what this next video is that I'm kind of still wrestling with. This next video is just quite simply filling in the gaps of the 11 plus weeks that talks about what it was like for us to live in here for a winter, because it was a very interesting, cool experience, you know, using our wood stove, staying warm and adjusting to this completely new life. It's not that I took no footage during that time. And then also I think I might also talk about some of the things that happened in spring. I have some really crazy stories of some wild things that happened. So that'll be the next video. And while I could probably turn that into like 2 or 3 videos, I'm not going to. I probably have had to cut quite a bit out. I'm just gonna condense it all together and give kind of a broad synopsis. There is so much happening in these last few weeks. It's been insane. It's like as soon as spring has sprung forward, it's like my life has been on fire in a really beautiful, wonderful way. It's so cool because now I'm on the other side of the creative, death, and it just feels like I'm finding rhythm, inspiration. It's just so wonderful. I've been taking so much footage, so much footage. Me, Hannah, and Noel are starting a garden in the greenhouse that's here, which, by the way, a lot of people ask me, what is that crazy weird pyramid in a lot of your shots? That's a greenhouse. It's a greenhouse, it's a greenhouse. And there's been so many projects, like now that it's warm outside, it's finally warm enough that we can start some of the further renovations of what we want to do in here, like, you know, extending the kitchen. We're gonna do some storage. Still want to make really, if you can see here, I still want to make really pretty wooden framing for around the windows. We want to build shelves. There's so much that we're starting to do now. So I've decided to kind of just sort of give a broad, quick overview of a lot of the stories that happened while I was editing the build series and the beginning of spring, while I've been going through a creative identity crisis. Yeah, so I hope that explains why the timeline has been weird. I have really been struggling to, it's almost painful for me to be editing stuff that I filmed months and months ago when I feel like I am so alive and, you know, creatively inspired in a very different way, or just in a, not a very different way. I feel very alive and creatively inspired and want to share all the things that are like happening. So I made a decision to fast track that by, you know, the next video being, yeah, what I said. I don't know what I said. It's so, sitting down and doing vlogs where you have to like keep track of all of the things that you said. I'm like, what have I said already? Yeah, and so then after that, I do have a video that I would love to share with you guys. It's just a really fun one where I am gonna go, I finally went back to my storage unit and I got all of my clothes, and I did probably one of the biggest, call it a closet purge of, I probably got rid of at least like half of my clothes. And that was really fun to film, and I put that together. Or I might decide to like jump the gun and just start sharing all of the spring magic that's been going on here, and then like try to fit that closet purge video somewhere in there. I'm not too sure. Yeah, oh, and I'm also trying to figure out where to fit the Q&A video. I want to fit that in somewhere, but then I've got gardening videos and cooking and baking and all kinds of crazy adventures, and this summer I'm very much looking forward to doing some more road life, and oh my god, there's just so many things. I've also had the idea to possibly do a topical video, which I have never done before, about the top things I would recommend and that I learned and that I wouldn't do again, or that I would do again if I were to live on the road. So yeah, we were on the road for over a year, and then the amount of things that we learned and all the tips and tricks and tools, and oh man, I just have so much to share for anybody that is interested in that lifestyle, whether it's like, you know, just road life, van life, trailer life, whatever it is. Like, I just feel like we have a lot, so I've been thinking about doing a video like that, but mostly just really, there's so much to share about our life here in this magic valley, in this magic. We are obsessed with the cottage, or Margarita, either. I don't know what to call her. It's just easier to call it the cottage. Like, obsessed, absolutely obsessed. And living next to my best friend Hannah has been amazing, and getting to know this community is amazing, and there's just so much to share. But yeah, just trying to find a way to be consistent, but also give myself breathing room and life, you know. And there's things that have to process, and how I want to tell a story, and as creatives, as artists, we all need space for that. And so this was kind of my way of being like, okay, I don't have a video done, but I've also really wanted to sit down and chat with everybody and share all of these new exciting updates. main thing is just showing up, and I want to show up. So yeah, I know that this isn't my normal videos, but yeah, it's just lovely to sit down and let you know what's going on. And yeah, so I think there will only be like 1 or 2 more videos that are very post dated. Is that the right way to say that? And then yeah, I'm just gunning to share with you everything that's been going on in present time. There's a lot to look forward to, and I'm just so honored to be connected with you guys. I'm so honored that you take your time and watch my videos, and for those of you that like and comment, I can't tell you again how much that means to me. Yeah, so this afternoon Hannah and I are going to be actually working on the garden. I saw that she texted me not too long ago, so I have to go. But anyway, I know there's probably a million other things that I could share. I can already hear like my inner editing voice being like, oh, what did you forget? What did you forget? Maybe do it again. No. I'm just gonna stick with this. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, whether you've been here a long time or you're new. I'm just honored. I'm so honored. And thank you for all of your support. And I can't wait to share with you guys what's coming next. So yeah, wherever you are in the world, I'm sending you all my love. Let's just breathe more space into the places that we need more space, you know, so that we can do what we love sustainably. And, you know, wherever in your life where you feel contracted, or just know that maybe there's a way to do things a little bit differently so that you can have the time and the space that you need and still show up, still be consistent, still do it, you know, without feeling overwhelmed or like you have to go on some rigid deadline or something like that. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know anything. Anyway, sending you so much love.